Today we're going to talk about what it means when your ex says that they just want to be friends. And in my experience, typically speaking, it means one of two things. But before I tell you what those two things are, the first thing that you should be doing if you are landing on this video and you're trying to figure out whether or not you should be trying to get your ex back or simply moving on is to actually stop by our website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com, and take our Ex Recovery Chances quiz. It's a simple 2-minute quiz designed to tell you what kind of chance you have of getting your ex back, so you know you're not wasting your time. All you have to do if you want to take the quiz is simply look in the description link below this YouTube video and click on it. It's really that simple. So, you've gone through a breakup, but your ex has given you the age-old, hey, let's just be friends speech. What do they mean when they say that? Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, in my experience, it usually means one of two things. Thing number one, they actually mean it in the moment. So essentially, they just really want to be friends, but that doesn't necessarily mean that their mind won't change later. And I think this is an important distinction that you need to understand. More often than not, when an ex will tell you that they want to be friends with you, they really do want to be friends with you. They want to remain cordial after the breakup. They want to retain that relationship. But most people take it as meaning, hey, there's no chance I can ever get them back. And we have found through success stories and interviews that that is simply not true. In fact, most of our success stories will have that breakup talk where their ex says, hey, let's just be friends, and then beg for them back after they realize they made a mistake. Thing number two, they want to keep their romantic options available with you. I believe the cool kids call this being friends with benefits nowadays. Rather, they're setting that potential option up for down the road. Yes, I have seen it happen a lot, where an ex will actually say to you, hey, let's just be friends. And you are friends with them, but they still act like they're dating you. And in this odd way, they're testing you to see if you are willing to break that coveted line and sleep with them. Once you do sleep with them, hey, guess what? Now we're in this friends with benefits relationship and we can do this all the time. Some exes will literally tell you, hey, let's just be friends for the option of having that actually occur. But this really doesn't answer the core question that's going on in your head right now. When your ex says, let's be friends, should you actually be friends with them or decline right off the bat? Now, pretty early in my career, I made it very clear that I was not a big fan of being friends with your ex. But after you actually watch people's experience when they actually engage in this particular situation, sometimes the results that you see are different than your assumptions, and that's something that we've seen here. Believe it or not, being friends with your ex is actually a good idea only after you've done a no contact rule. Now, if you don't know what a no contact rule is, we've done multiple videos, podcast episodes, and articles on it, so I highly recommend you just hop over to our website, www.exboyfriendrecovery.com, and read about it there. So, what I would like to talk to you about is this concept of how to get an ex to go from seeing you as just a friend to seeing you as a romantic partner when you purposely kind of friend zone yourself by being friends with them after the no contact rule is complete. So whether you realize it or not, when you actually go through a breakup and your ex says, hey, let's be friends, your ex is actually negotiating your status with you. Most people see this as a negative. My God, my ex looks at me as just a friend after all that we've shared. They look at it like they're getting a no, like they're being rejected. But what if I were to tell you that's not entirely true, or that you're looking at it the entirely wrong way? You see, more often than not, when you're constantly pushing your ex for a relationship, or when you're constantly pushing for your ex for a, hey, yes, let's go back into a relationship, it makes them more defensive and less likely to actually engage that reality. So what we have here is a classic case of your ex immediately starting a negotiation with you saying, hey, let's remain in touch and be friends. This is their olive branch, so to speak, to say, our relationship meant something to me, but not enough to be romantic anymore. Now, you usually take this as a no or a negative. You're looking for a yes, like, hey, I don't want to be friends, I just want to be back into a relationship with you. But what you need to understand is you kind of have to haggle to get there. No often opens a negotiation up. You often, when you go to buy a car from the car dealership is going to what? They are going to slide that offer across, and it's going to be way higher than you were expecting. You're of course going to counter with a lower offer, which they're going to come back and you're going to do the whole haggle thing and eventually wind up somewhere in the middle. Being friends with your ex is a little like that. If you want to get out of the friend zone and be back into a relationship with your ex, you need to learn to embrace the no. You need to look at the no's that your ex gives you, not necessarily as yeses, but you need to see them for what they really are. You see, no is not a failure. We have learned that no is the anti-yes, and therefore a word to be avoided at all costs. But it really just often means wait, or I'm not comfortable with that. Learn how to hear it for what it actually is. Just a simple, let's wait, let's put the brakes on this. Ultimately, it's the start of the negotiation with your ex. Now, like any good negotiator, you need leverage, and right now you don't have any leverage, but I'm gonna give you some. It often boggles my mind how little attention people pay to themselves during a breakup. There's nothing better than to use your time on than improving yourself or evolving in all sorts of ways that can catch your ex's interest. Or typically, as I like to tell my clients, if you're evolving to the point where other men or women are finding you attractive outside of your ex, it means you're doing it right. But so often when we enter into these circumstances where your ex broke up with you, you're often obsessing about what he's doing or what she's doing or why aren't they reacting to me. But often the key is to actually evolve so that not only does your ex find you this new intriguing individual, but other people just start getting drawn to you as well. And it just creates this awesome circle of awesomeness. Your problem is that you're trying to get your ex back before you've evolved or had a chance to show sort of all the things that are around. And the really cool part about purposely being friends with your ex is they can watch this evolution happen before their very eyes, and you can kind of friend zone them in return to make them want you more. Hence, you get leverage. This is your way of turning that no into a yes. Turning that I'm not so comfortable with being in a relationship with you right now to, man, don't you remember how good it was when we were together? It's not an overnight process, and I'm telling you right now, you are going to fail more often than not. And that's because it's designed not to be easy. If everyone could get their ex back, guess what? Everyone would be doing it. But there's a reason that more often than not, people fail, and it's because they fail to see the value in themselves. They fail to look at the process for what it really is. An opportunity to improve your life, to use this breakup to better yourself, to learn from your mistakes, to figure out exactly what you have that's missing in the relationship. And also, let's not put men on pedestals so much because they don't deserve to be there. You see, being in the friend zone makes your ex feel safe. It makes him feel in control. It makes him feel like he has all the power. So by doing what he wants, your counterpart, or your ex in this case, defines their space and gains confidence and comfort to actually listen to what you have to say. And the real key is that when you actually do want to do some of the things that our program teaches you, it'll be after you have disarmed your ex's negative beliefs about you. And that's why I think it can actually be profitable for you to stay friends with your ex after a breakup, assuming you follow our program and do the no contact rule and everything else we recommend, because we kind of recommend doing this already, just in a less direct way for our clients. So I guess in the end, what I'm saying is being in the friend zone gets kind of a bad rap. Really, it is what you make it. If you friend zone yourself with your ex, you don't do anything to evolve yourself or realize, hey, I don't need my ex as much as I thought, then yeah, being in the friend zone sucks. But if you purposely just be friends with your ex and you kind of put him in the friend zone, you take him off that pedestal, you evolve your life in all these ways, all sorts of men hit on you, all of a sudden, he's the one thinking, wait, what did I just lose with her? All of a sudden, you gain the leverage. So don't look so bad at being friends with your ex, or don't freak out if your ex says he wants to be friends with you. Sometimes it can actually be the best thing that could ever happen to you. Hey, thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. If you haven't already, make sure you take that quiz I was talking about at the beginning of the video. All you have to do is simply look in the description link below the YouTube video and click on it. It's really that simple. Oh yes, and if you haven't liked, commented, subscribed, and done all the other YouTube things that YouTube says that our creators should do, please do that. I'll see you next time.